just to let you know, I'll finally get away from the webcam. I just been a little bit busy, and I forgot to plug in one USB 3 for the front ports of the case. I'll explain that. Actually, you can see right here. You see this little blue port right here. I forgot to plug that in, so I have to unplug a whole bunch of stuff to. On the motherboard, I have to plug that in, but I'll get to that, and things should be back to normal hopefully tomorrow or the day after. Also stay tuned. I'll have an update about a whole bunch of stuff at the end of this live stream. All right, so as you remember, in the last update, I did I installed everything except for the GPU because I was still waiting for the shroud. The shroud was supposed to arrive not yesterday, the day before, but for some reason it did not. So it arrived yesterday. So once I finished up on the shed, putting up the shingles, I then decided to dedicate last night, that's why there was no video last night, to putting the GPU together. Now the problem, I ran into those two problems. One, the shroud came with a fan because I didn't have time to go jimmy up a fan myself, and I don't have a 3D printer, so I purchased one from eBay. So what happened was, when I plugged it in, it made an awful noise and it freaked me out. Oh, looks like I have a little fly in here. So it freaked me out. I didn't know what was going on. So I unplugged it. Then when I was, as I said, remember I said one of the problems I dislike about ATX towers and ATX motherboards is that I always cut my fingers, and yes, I happened to cut them because the GPU is too wide, too long, and there's just not enough space. That's why I dislike them, but I guess they're the most popular today. So what I did was I had to take it out, obviously check all the cables. So I guess I got a little bit frustrated along the way. What happened, I didn't realize this, was I think I kind of jimmied one of the memory sticks loose, and worse is I also I guess when I was pulling the card out, I also unplugged the hardware reset. You can see up here I unplugged the hardware reset and the HDD reset as well. I wasn't frustrated, I just didn't know I did it. So I was pulling out the rest of my hair. I was saying, what is going on here? So I took out the card, and the computer would still not start. So I said, okay, what did I do wrong here? Then I because the motherboard is used, didn't come with the manual, so I had to download the manual or the instructions to install it. To use it. So when I did that, I noticed there was 4 lights. Indicates what the problem is. It always says DRAM, so I knew something was wrong with the RAM. So I just reseated because in slot 1 and slot 2 I reseated both of them. Same problem. So I was like, what is going on? So I moved the one in slot 2. The workstation booted up. So great. Then I decided to do dual channel. So I put in slot 1 and slot 3, and that perfectly worked. So then I was like, okay, let me try the GPU again. So I made sure I plugged the GPU in, made sure the cables were connected, and then it booted, but it was still making a loud, not as loud as before, it was still making loud sound. So then I was thinking, why is that fan so loud? Then I realized it must be running a very high RPM. So I then went to the MSI the BIOS, and I noticed that it was running at about 1500 RPMs. That is insane. I was like, okay, it doesn't need to run that high. This is not like a server or anything like that. So and plus I already have 6 other case fans. So sorry about that, this little fly is being annoying. Hope I got it. So then what I did was I couldn't figure out how to reduce the fan speed. So I looked online, and somebody actually explained his motherboard is actually much older. I think his was from 2017 or 2018, but he gave me enough I could figure it out. Everything is in a graph. It's not like you can just say, oh, this. So I had to use PM DC or PMW. DC was the default. So I tried the DC one. There was a limit to that one, so I didn't like that one because it's based on voltage. So I preferred the PMW, I think it's called PMW. Yeah, that's the one I used, and I was happy. So I set it to about 5,000. Oh my goodness, it stopped screaming like from a jet engine taking off to, it's still it's better, just an annoying little whine. So after a while I got tired of that whine, so then I set it to about 4,700. Then I left it for a day. I was happy for that. Then I decided to tweak with it a little bit more, and what was happening was, even when it was running at a very high RPM, there was still a bunch of heat being dissipated at the back. So I was like, okay, should I ramp it up again? So what I did was I said, oh, I know why, because I didn't have one of the side covers. So that's 2 fans there. So that should be enough. So when I put that on, I let it run, I think for 1-2 hours. Everything's fine. No burn smells, anything. And today I woke up in the morning. I had to do some stuff outside. So and then when I had to go do the some Blender stuff, some what else did I do? I do a live stream today as well, and I also did the what else did I do? Oh yeah, when I was working in the shed. So I left it on for several hours. It was perfectly fine, no problem. So that means that the PSU is working great. The memory is fine, even though it was bent, it's fine. The CPU is obviously fine, and obviously the card is working fine. So what I did today, when I got back in the morning, I decided to see if I can install ROCm. I installed it. However, Blender still didn't pick up the HIP, so I'll probably work on that. They say I can use an older version. I don't want to do that because Blender no longer supports OpenCL, but it's fine. So I'll show you today my OBS setup, because I'm using both the integrated graphics for streaming. I'm using the iGPU, of course, and then I'm also using the AMD Instinct Mi60. That's also used to record a copy of the stream on my local system. So I'll show you all that as well. So let me see, do I still have the cut here, or did it heal? Oh, looks like it healed pretty well. Oh, just a very minor cut. So that's actually the first time. I don't see it. I don't even see it here. That was actually very minor scrape. I can't even see it. So that's the first time I've actually put together a system without like cutting myself or whatever. That's another reason I dislike ATX or mid-tower cases and ATX boards, because you have to fidgety so much. And I still gotta do it tonight after I finish this live stream. I have to go and plug in the front USB 3 port. Okay. With that said, I also took some pictures of the shroud. I'll show you that, and I'll show you where I got it from. I got it from eBay. Okay, so now this is actually my system. So I'm using the Deep Cool Tesseract BF. I already did a quick overview of that when I just installed everything. I didn't go into depth because I didn't have the GPU yet. And it came with one original fan when I bought it from Canada Computers at 2026, long time ago. And then this year I bought this 5 Thermalright TLS12 120 case fans. So then I filled up the entire case with those fans. And then the motherboard, I bought it used from Amazon. I showed you this MSI B550-A PRO, the Pro series. The only thing I dislike slightly about this motherboard, it doesn't come with Wi-Fi, so I had to get my Wi-Fi card from it. That wasn't a problem. I just plugged in, it worked. I was really worried because I was reading that somewhere like some of those, it's an Intel was it A200 or something like that. So they were saying some of them don't work with the AMD specific motherboards, but I didn't have a problem with it, so that was great. The RAM, as you guys know, it was the Time Tech DDR4 2133 megahertz, I thought that would be the minimum I can use on this motherboard, but it turns out, at least from the manual, I can use one which is I think 1866 as well. So yay, second from the bottom, or is it second last, or whatever you call it, second worst. Okay, so it's 2 sticks, 2x16. The CPU, that was new, of course. The CPU was the AMD 5600 GT. That comes with integrated graphics. The G means integrated graphics. I was looking for the G, but it was way more expensive. It was like $100 more. It's supposed to be a little bit faster and everything, but I was like, you know what? I don't actually need it because I'm pretty fine with the GT and I saved some money, so that's perfectly fine. From what I can tell, the G version came out a little bit earlier. The GT is just, I guess, an updated version of it, but they kind of, I guess, to make it more budget conscious, they actually moved some features from. But I said that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. Including the integrated graphics, it's actually worse than the G version, but it worked fine for me. The power supply, as you know, it was a Sama G850 watt ATX 3.1. So this one, no problem powering the GPU, and obviously the GPU it needs 300 watts, and the AMD Ryzen 5600 GT doesn't need that much power, and including its stock cooler. So so no problem at all. And as you know, the GPUs now, the dedicated GPUs, the AMD Instinct Mi60, and that's the one I installed with the Shroud last night. All right. So I couldn't do an unboxing in front of you because I wanted to get this up onto the system. So I did take some photos. So I'm going to show you some of those photos. I don't know if I showed this before when I was actually when I had the motherboard and I was installing the CPU and the stock cooler. So obviously I just where was this actually? Oh, I installed it actually in this room. I was wondering what this white tabletop is. Yeah, so I installed in this room. I just put it on top of a box, and I just wanted to make sure there's no static anything. That's why when I see, you see this OCZ SSD. This is an enterprise version. I think it's a Saber 1000. So I just put it, and these are the fan boxes, because I unplugged it from the old system. All right, the old workstation. Here it is again. I think I did show this, but yeah. So that's installed. This will be one of the NVMe. I just have to unscrew this and put one in there. Oh, there's one here as well. This one as well. So this is one here. One of the USB sticks. I guess I need to plug that in, and I'll do that. I said after this live stream. All right, let's go on here. This is another photo of the motherboard. I don't know why I took so many. I guess I wasn't sure because and these are the slots. I said before I had the memory here and here, but I guess when I was plugging the card, because I was pulling stuff and whatever, it's such a tight spot in the case. So this one is the one that I removed, and it worked. And I took this one, I put it on slot 3, and it worked. So when you change the memory, when you boot up, it always says something. Oh, it's not running in efficiency mode or something. I just ignore that, or just say do not remind me again. Of course, I know the memory is not as fast as it could be, so but it works, and that I'm happy with that. So let's continue. And this is the this was I think I took this. I don't know if I took it recently or after, but here's this. So I'm gonna, you see this little hair clippers. I'm gonna do a review of that. I don't think I'll do a live stream. I think I'll just do a simple review. It's actually pretty nice. You see, I use it to shave my head. I'm not sponsored. I'm just saying I actually do like it way better than my wall system. So I can shave the neck, the head, and the face. It's pretty fine. All right. There we go. This is the shroud. Oh, I didn't realize I forgot to. I didn't clean this up a little bit. Forgive me for the mess. But this is the shroud. It came. I said it came yesterday. You see it has, this is where you mount the fan there. I ordered one with a fan because I said I didn't have time to wait or try to jimmy up myself. So this is obviously 3D printed. This is actually for the MI50, but the MI50 and MI60, they are the exact same size, the dimensions, so it's a perfect fit for that, and I'm pretty much happy with that. In case you're wondering what this is a UV filter, which I actually changed today. I also changed the water filter as well, and the water pressure was really low, so I went to check. Obviously, it's not the filter; it's the fact that the water level is very low, so it might be pulling up a little bit more sediment. Because even when I changed the filter, the water seemed to go almost back to normal, but just after I finished dinner, then the water was a little bit low again. So that tells me that there's a lot of bubbles because it's struggling to pull in water from the well, and that's why I also noticed too in the last 4 or 5 days, when I turn on cold water, I actually get warm water. So I'm guessing it's taking the water from the hot water tank because there's not enough water in the well or the pressure. And here's the side of the, or is it the side or the back or the, yeah. And you can see the fan is here, and this is the shroud, and you see it comes with a 4-pin here, which I plugged into one of the slots on the motherboard. Now the motherboard only came with 6 places for fans, but then I noticed there was one which was for what do you call it, the cooler, I guess, the water cooler. So that's the one that I used for one of the cases, and then, because this cable is short, so I used one of the fans. I think fan 2, fan 2, system fan 2 is the one I used to plug this one in there. All right, let's continue. And you can see, you should be able to see the fan right here inside the shroud. And this is the GPU. I finally opened it up. So the official unboxing was I guess today. All right. I didn't open it before because I couldn't. I could have plugged in, but it would have overheated right away. And you can see here, it's the Ryzen Instinct. So I'm not lying. I actually got one. And I also took a side here. I took this at night, so obviously you can see the camera here, the phone camera, and there was enough, obviously daylight, it was night when I took this, but I wanted to get it out of there because I knew, as I said, once it goes into the system, I won't be able to take photos. I see, then I put it on, this is the back that will stick out of the computer. It actually has, people are saying that it comes with one display port, but this one actually has two ports, which really surprised me. Let me see if I can zoom in here. You see, yeah, it actually has 2 ports. You see, the port here and this port here. So this looks like it's a mini display port. I don't know what that one is. Yeah, I was really surprised because like everybody says, it comes with one port, but this one came with 2. It's a really small one. It looks like it's a mini, not a mini. This is a mini. It's like a micro. Is there something called a micro display port? Yeah, I was surprised to see that one. I was like, whoa, what is that? Okay. Maybe it's something from manufacturing. I don't know. And it was very clean. From all the videos I've seen so far, people were taking it apart, cleaning it, and changing the thermal paste. So I read somewhere you shouldn't change the thermal paste because it's meant to be on servers for a very long time. It's actually cement. It's meant to be like that. But I was just dreading. So yeah, it looked pretty clean because they said it was new. So I don't know. That usually means some people maybe opened it up and they try to get the display ports working. But this one looks very looked fine. Okay. And here is the what is this? I couldn't figure it out. So this is when the shroud has gone on top of the GPU. Yeah, there we go. So you can see these are the 8 8-pin, eight pin connections were needed, because it's an old style card where you needed to plug it in. The newer cards have a where is that cable? The newer cards have, I think it's like 12, a special 12 pin cable. So this is the old style, using 2 by 8, because it's a server level GPU. And I think, yeah, so that's it. And then I also took some photos. I don't know if I showed this before. So this was when the system was connected, before the GPU was installed. So as I said before, I was really not frustrated, but I was just wanted to get the thing working, and it was super loud, so I wasn't able to take photos. But I might take a photo, but I don't think I would do this again. I need to take off this cover and put one of this. Yeah, see this blue cable here? It comes with a connection, and then it has a little side connection where you're supposed to plug it to USB. So I said I need to unplug it and just plug it in. So that shouldn't be a problem. So I might take a photo. I don't know where I'll put the photo. Maybe I'll add it to this, but I'll see. All right, and that's it. So this fan was the one I could slightly hear, because obviously this fan is very, very old, but I left it there because now the loudest fan is actually the shroud fan. So I'm thinking if I do replace this fan, it will obviously be, and this fan is also, it has 3 pins, it doesn't have the 4 pins, so this one can only use DC, it cannot use PWM. So yeah, I'll probably replace this one, and that way I can probably drop the RPMs on the GPU. I would also like to do a little bit more cable management here. So as I said, I kind of don't use these, but these are not in the way. These are not the problem. It's this. You see, the problem is, you see, this is the card. This is the Wi-Fi card, the Intel chip, and this is where the GPU went. So the problem, as you can see, the GPU goes up to about here. So all this, and this is where the SATA, all the SATA connections are. So then it just sticks out here. So I'm thinking eventually, if I get like 2 NVMe drives, I actually won't need this SATA stuff, and including this old. Let me zoom out a little bit. I won't need this drives. I'm only using. Is it this one I'm using? I can't remember now. I think this is the one I'm using. Yeah. So these are the smaller, smaller drives. They were pulled from a laptops a long time ago. They're not used. I just didn't know where to put them, so I just put them in here because there's space. So I can get rid of all the mechanical disks, and I can probably get rid of all the SATA disks as well, and or I can maybe repurpose this and put them up here, so then the GPU will have I won't have to like scrape cut my fingers, cut my hands or whatever. Yeah, and these ones are no longer needed, so yeah, so I can gain some space, and then for more cable management, I won't need the power. I can probably unplug those. Not just from these are 2 DVD RWs. I can unplug the power cables and obviously the SATA cables, and it's a little bit better management. But the NVMEs are getting down in price, so yeah. So I'll see. All right, what else? So I do have some. What else is here? All right, so okay, I've talked about that. I've talked about the cooling. And what else is here? Okay, so I want to compare the dedicated GPU, the AMD Instinct Mi60, which is 32 gigs of HBM2, versus the the GTX 950. It was the EVGA GeForce GTX 950, which only had 2 gigs of DDR5 VRAM. Okay, so these are just theoretical. So for example, the FP32 single precision, the AMD has 14.75 teraflops, and the GTX 950 wasn't specified, but we know it will be significantly lower or substantially lower. The FP64 double precision, this one is 7.37 teraflops, and the GTX 950, it was negligible. Memory bandwidth, for the AMD card was, as you can see here, gig per second, 1 terabyte per second. Oh, sorry, 1 gig. I was reading this, so yeah, it's 1 terabyte per second. And this one, as you can see, it's 100 gigabits per second, so 10 times less. The CompuBench face detection not listed for the GTX. It was 60 millipixels per second, and for the CompuBench Ocean Surf Sim, it's not listed for the AMD, but for the other one you got 759 FPS, and CompuBench TX FPS, it's not listed for the AMD, and for the GTX 950 it's 4.3. So obviously this new GPU, even though it's used, is orders magnitude more compute power and VRAM, especially critical for larger Blender scenes or AI workloads, while the GTX 950 is severely constrained by its 2 gig VRAM and limited bandwidth. So obviously the MI60 is a superior choice if you can manage cooling and drivers, which I have. I'm on also Fedora Linux, by the way. Alright, so what I'm going to, so this obviously I showed you this. These are the photos I took. Alright, so with that said, let me zoom out of here and show you. I already showed you the pictures, so I don't need that. So I want to show you where I bought it. I bought it from eBay. Obviously, this is an American company, GF Computers. So this is the exact one I got. Its label is AMD Mi60 V350 Radeon Instinct GPU Cooling Fan Shroud Accelerator card. Now you do have options. For example, I chose the black one. That's why it's here. You see the Canadian. I said we get ripped off in Canada, of course. It's $34.55. I also have to pay shipping. So yeah. And you can see you can pick the it's a combo, but if you only want, you can also get the shroud only. So you can see here you can also get only the shroud, so it'll be cheaper if you get the shroud and you put your own fan. As I said, I didn't have time to procure a fan, so, and fidget it, make sure it fits in here, so that's why I just bought this. Look, let's take a look at this video. Okay, I love this video. I know you guys can hear that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the video is over the fans in there. Alright, so as you can see, it also has different colors. I showed you that, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so that's why I bought it. The MI100 is a beast, and there's 6 of them. Oh yeah, I know. I was like, whoa, that's the type of setup I'll probably do in the shed. There's no way I'd run that inside here. That would just drive me crazy. Even now, when I stop talking for a little bit, you can slightly hear, I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, there's just a slight little hum from the from that when I said I did. I'll maybe by then I'll jimmy up something, and I'll pick that up in the future. All right, so yeah, 6 of them. That's pretty amazing. Thanks, Felipe. Okay, so. Oh yeah, I promised I would show you my OBS setup. So I'll show you how. So I'm on Linux. So I was using OBS, just like that. So I was using OBS, the flat pack version. However, because I no longer need any, like I'm not using the NVIDIA GPU anymore, Fedora already has the drivers, as I said, ROCm, and yeah, so everything is there. It's all open source, so I was like, okay, I might as well just use the Fedora version as well. So that's what I did here. Let me actually put it, yeah, there we go. So I'll go to my settings here. So you see in settings, oh, can I? Okay, no, I can't. Okay, that's fine. So in my settings here, I go to output. So here in output, this is what I was trying to say. You see the under streaming here, you see the VAAPI device. That's the AMD hardware encoding. You see, I can pick. You see, I can pick the Radeon Vega series, the mobile series. That's actually the integrated graphics. And next one, which says Vega 20, Radeon Pro 3, Radeon Instinct Mi60 32 gig. So that's actually obviously the what do you call it? That's the dedicated one. So I was doing some testing here because on the internet everybody is saying that you can't use the dedicated GPU for H.264 and for H.265. That's not true. I was able to get it work, at least on Linux. So that's what I said. That's my settings here for YouTube. I actually modified this I think just yesterday because it was set to 2000. So I noticed sometimes the quality wasn't very good, especially when I did when I was using the mobile device for as a webcam. So under recording, this is what I'll see. The recording, I'm actually using the see the Radeon Instinct it's Mi60. But I said I can't remember what the difference is between the Mi50 and the Mi60. And you see, I set the profile to high, auto, and the rate control left it at CBR. Oh, it's still, yeah. So this is the default. I didn't even realize it. Actually didn't. Yeah, that's the default. I don't know why it does that, but the quality is fine. Okay, so what you can do here, you see here it says FFmpeg. Obviously, I'm recording right now, so I can't. That's why I can't select it. But I think, can I drop down? No, I can't. Okay. So you see it's VAAPI H.264. There's also a 265. I tried that one. What would happen is I don't know if it's a bug with OBS, or I don't know if it's something with the drivers. It will record a black screen, and the weird thing is, in FFmpeg and Blender, it will show a black screen. But when I tried GStreamer, it actually played. So I don't know if GStreamer is able to work around the problems. So when I did an FF probe, what I noticed was that the profile was not set. So I don't know if, as I said before, I don't know if it's something wrong with OBS or yeah, something weird there, or maybe this version of OBS from the distro repository doesn't. So I said I don't know, something's there. But H.264 works, so I stuck with H.264. I also, when I was doing some testing, the difference wasn't that much. Now I tested up to about, I think, 1 or 2 minutes. The video, I think maybe H.265 is optimized for maybe 4K. I didn't notice like a difference in the size between H.265 and H.264 1080p at 30 frames per second. I even tried 60 frames per second. I didn't notice a difference. So there we go. So as you see right now, I'm actually using both of the I'm using both of this I'm using both of them, and just to prove to you, see here I'm streaming right now live, and you see it says here stop recording. It says stop recording. Obviously I'm recording right now as well. All right, what else? Oh yeah, let's hit the command line. Yeah, let me hit the command line here, and I'll show you that I'll show you some tests. Okay, let me zoom in here. I'll clear this. Okay, so if you type VA info, I'm on Linux again, info. Ooh, I guess I have to zoom out. So you see here, there's two of them. You see, there's I have the non-free and the free world, so that's perfectly fine. And then I can also, you see, this are all the supported things. If you see here, H.264, it supports main, high. This one of this H.264 main, high, even the constrained baseline. That's what. Sorry. Forget everything I just said there. So it supports MPEG-2 and VC1 and H.264. HVAC, this is H.265. You see there's main, so this is the part that it's not, when I record in OBS, it's not setting the profile of them, so that's why FFmpeg is not working. And because I record everything I edit my videos in Blender, which is based on FFmpeg, so it also doesn't work. So you see here there's this, so it's main and the main 10, and the that's for HVAC. That means the H.265. I'll come back to this in a second. And of course it also does JPEG, which is, actually I don't use, ironically I'm now using AVIF files and VP9. I actually don't use VP9, but I've heard VP9 is also a good one, so maybe it's supposed to be similar to this H.265, so maybe I will start using this, maybe to, if I need to save videos, I'll start using VP9 until I replace this GPU, and then I'll just use AV1s if the hardware encoding. So if you go on to this second column here, when you see ENC slice, that means that's for encoding. So as you can see here, if we go to H.64, for example, you see it's here, here, and here, meaning that all these profiles, I can encode them, and the VLD, that stands for decoding, so obviously I can decode them as well. And here you see this H.265, you see I can decode and encode, so no problem. So don't believe what they tell you on the internet. I have proof right here and you guys can see it. So it does work both. So they told me I wouldn't be able to do this on my on the integrated graphics. Again, wrong. As you can see, I am able to run it, as you can see right here. And also, if I what else can I show you here? I can show you the devices as well, individual devices for these, just to prove it as well. You already saw it in OBS, but I think is it help? Oh, it's double. Oh, I didn't realize this runs under Windows. Okay, I didn't. So I want to display, show display attributes. I think we already did that. Okay, well, these are all the, so you can see here the sizes. You can also do picture width and picture height. I don't know if this information is useful for you guys. Yeah, but they're all there. What I wanted to do was I don't know if I wrote it down. I was testing. My eyes were fully all red yesterday. I was just doing so much testing. All right, I will. Let me see if I wrote any of that stuff down. Oh, okay. No, it looks like I did not. All right, that's not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the settings. Yeah, perfect. So we go to about here, and you can see, don't lie, I'm using Fedora Linux 42 workstation as GNOME desktop. Here is the MSI motherboard, and you see I'm using the Ryzen 5 5600 GT with the Radeon graphics times 12, 32 gigs of RAM, and the disk is my old combination of the 3 SSDs and mechanical hard drive. Mechanical drive is 1 terabyte, and the rest of these are one of them, the interpret is 400 and 400, and then the rest are 240 each. So we've got system details, the same information here. And you see the graphics is graphics 1, graphics 2, so it did detect both of the cards. and I'm running Wayland. So they claim that what I installed today should work in, might be able to work in Blender. Once I figure that out, obviously I can use another version of Blender. I don't want to. I do like some of the new things Blender has. So let me show you Blender here. I'm going to open up Blender, and you'll notice a big difference as well, just like that. You notice when I have the GTX 950, it would be sluggish to load up. And now, to be fair, I don't think it was a graphics card unless it was failing. I think it was a power supply. The power supply is from 2011. I think it had problems keeping up. So what I want to do is I want to go to Edit here, Preferences, and you see where it says under System, it says, you see I've been here, I've been testing this since last night. It says Cycles Render Devices. Can I zoom in here? Okay, not yet. Okay, so you see you can set it to none for cycles. CUDA, obviously I can't use CUDA because I'm no longer using an NVIDIA GPU. And HIP, this is for AMD, but you see it says no compatible GPUs found for cycles, requires AMD GPU with RDNA architecture and AMD driver version 23.40 or newer. So remember, these are based on the VEGA, they're not based on RDNA, so it will not work because Blender took away the OpenCL, which if they still supported it would work. Now I saw people say they were able to get it working by using some tricks, maybe recompile it with OpenCL. I don't want to do that. But if somebody has like a plugin or a driver, I will investigate that and see if I can get it to work. As I said, for my stuff, the integrated graphic works perfect. I'm perfectly fine. And I also know that when you're rendering stuff, the CPU is actually more accurate than using the GPU. So that's perfectly fine for my use case. So what I did here under display graphics, this is for when you're doing stuff in here. If you remember too, when I was doing stuff, it was also sluggish. So I have two backends, there's a Vulkan or the OpenGL. So I do remember Blender was complaining that the Blender Foundation was saying that the OpenGL, obviously because it's not as widely supported today as as hoped for. So Vulkan is the new, I guess, kid in the block. That's what here. And this one, you can see here, it says current Vulkan backend limitations, low performance in VR. I'm not going to get a VR set in a while, so I'm perfectly fine with that. So I just said Vulkan and devices. If you go here, look at that. So I have auto, which I left it as. There's the Radeon graphics, which is obviously the integrated graphics. There's Radeon graphics, RAD-V Renault, and then there's the AMD Radeon graphics, RAD-V Vega 20. So clearly Vega 20 is the dedicated GPU, and then there's this one, the pipe. This is a way to use, I believe it's your CPU. If a graphics card is not detected or it's not powerful enough. So I know GNOME Desktop has been using that for animations, especially for Wayland. So I can use that also. I just set it to auto, so it can do whatever it wants. I haven't changed anything here. If you go here to memory limits, the undo steps, I haven't changed any of these. I just left it as is. There used to be a video sequence. I think I bumped this up because for the longest time, even when I had the 16 gigs on the old system, I think it was set very, very low. Then I set it to, I think, 4 gigs, and then it stayed there for a very long time. And I recently bumped it up to this, but I might bump it up again if I ever have problems. But I haven't had any issues when I'm editing, like say an hour-long video. I haven't had any issues. Butterly smooth. So I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm surprisingly very happy with the integrated GPU. So now I'm wondering if they allowed the integrated graphics to have more than say 16 gigs of VRAM. Although it's slow, I think that would also work for my use case. I probably not even need a dedicated GPU. Okay, so that's what's the other thing I do? Oh, I also do AI stuff. So I'm gonna open up something here. Let's see if there's any settings. This is the first time, so if this crashes or something, I guess that'll be on me. Where's Alpaca? Where is it taking? Okay, wow, that took a while to open up. I'm surprised with that. So this one, oh, okay, looks like this is a new version. Oh, I think I did an update probably yesterday or today when I was. Okay, let's see here. Why can't I click that? Is that a bug? Okay, that is a weird thing. Alright, so I was testing this on the iGPU, but I'll test it again. So actually, can I copy this? I'm going to copy that. So I'm just going to look at the settings to see if it auto detects the. I'm trying to see if it auto detects that I have a GPU now, and if it will use, because I said I installed ROCm and I did reboot today. So let's go to preferences. Okay. Max image size, audio. Huh, it doesn't say. Alright, so I guess I will have to, next time I test, let's go to instances, maybe it will be here. Let's say edit. So it looks like some of these are still the old when I had the GPU. So the CUDA, that's obviously. Oh, there we go. Ah, this is ROCm. I recognize this. HIP, there we go. So it did detect it. I don't know if it's the, I'm not sure if this is the integrated graphics or the other one. So there we go. This is actually wrong because I don't have a CUDA device anymore, but hey, there you go. So I literally, all I do is just install the drivers and boom, they got detected. So I can run AI. I don't need to do anything else. You see, there you go. You don't have to follow all those weird, complicated instructions on the internet. I just install the drivers, and I'll show you how I installed everything in a second. All right, so bam, that's interesting. I'm curious now. Now let's go actually run this. I want to see if it's going to be any faster. So let me get rid of this. I'm going to delete this chat. I'm going to see if it's any faster now that's running the GPU. It looks like, seems to be slower. Oh, okay. I was wrong. I guess the thinking part is slow, but when it typed this answer, that is fast. So I am 100% sure that the way it typed that was really fast. Of course, the answer is still wrong, but that's not the that's obviously the language model because I'm using ROCm. This is great. This now means that I can actually go, if I go back to the models, I can actually pick a bigger model now. For example, if I go to available, I can pick, I won't be able to pick the 90B one. That is still way too big. But I can pick some really big models. So this is great. I'll be able to test out, for example, here, the 11B won't be a problem because I have 32 gigs of RAM and I have 32 gigs of VRAM. So this won't be a problem. That means I can probably go up to probably something like a 48. I don't know where. Yeah, I can probably pick much bigger. It's like this 14 won't be a problem. The 27. So this is great. We'll be able to go through all this again. So if you guys like the AI stuff, what I'm doing here in Alpaca, there you go. Lots of them more now. Alright, so what I did was I'll show you how I found out. I should have looked at the history here. What is it? Fedora install. Yeah, how to get ROCm installed. This is what I did before. I don't know. It took me to the site. Yeah, Fedora installation. See fedoraproject.org. So this is how I installed it. So what I did first is I used the Fedora specific instructions, So you know what? I'll go through this first, and I'll show you the official instructions from AMD. So what I did was, you see where it says here, similar to the AMD documentation for Fedora do, I typed sudo user mod ag render.video and log name, and then dnf install ROCm. That's it. That's all I did. I'm not a developer yet. I mean for this, but I can install the development dependencies, and then obviously the AMD GPU driver is not required. That's because it's in the kernel. So all you have to do is type ROCm info. Let's go back to the command line. Here we are. Let me clear this. So if I type ROCm info, you can see it's perfectly installed. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Yeah, so here we go. You see, it's already loaded because I said I did reboot the system as well. And you can see it picked up the what do you call this? The integrated graphics. It picked that up. You see, it says Agent 1, so it picked that one up. And this is the one from the integrated graphics. And you see Agent 2. You see where it says GFX906. So that's the other name. Actually, I should copy this so I don't forget it. That's the other name for the Instinct Mi60 GPU. That's the other name. So you see that one is also, so both of them do have it. Like I said, again, all the instructions you see, the helper or whatever, people helping on the internet, they're wrong, because this is why I dislike when people speculate, because I've actually done it, and you can see live right here that it does work. You're able to install it. Obviously, I'm on Linux. I know on Windows, I've heard that you have some problems. So there we go. And I don't know why it says 3. There's only 2 of them. That is weird. I don't know why it's saying that. So there we go. So I have GPU and all that stuff is there. So let's go back to the here. So ROCm info, and you can also verify that OpenCL. Unfortunately, Blender, the version I have 4.5 no longer has OpenCL, but you can use OpenCL for other things besides 3D modeling, obviously. So I'll paste that in here. Actually, I should clear this. Let me clear this. There we go. So OpenCL is available as well. So what as you can see, these are all the things I can run on the this clock speed. I'm not sure which one is which here. Oh yeah, so that's the when I see no, what was it again? I already forgot. 906. Yeah, so this is the dedicated one, and you can see it supports OpenCL 2.0. I recognize KHR, that's Kronos Group. So as you can see, I'll be able to do some AMD stuff. So I remember when I told you before that there might be a way I can still use the AMD stuff in Blender. AMD also has a specific renderer, so I might try that one. That might be one way I will be able to still use the GPU. But I said I don't really do complex modeling. I just use Python for that stuff, and I'm pretty happy with the results. In fact, when I had the old system, never had a problem rendering stuff. The only problem I had was when I was trying to view it in the viewport. That was always slow and the Blender would crash. Yeah, there we go. So AMD Advanced. If you don't know what AMD stands for, it stands for Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated. All right, and this one, you see the OpenCL 2.0. Obviously, this one is the no, that's that one. This is still the number of devices too. Okay, so I know 906 is a dedicated one, so this must be the This must be the iGPU. It's so confusing. They give them a diff. Oh, so this one is called GFX 990C. Okay, there we go. So let's go back to the article. Yeah, so that's it. Nice and simple. So I'm able to run OpenCL stuff. So let's go. Oops, went too far. So let's go to the AMD website here. It also has instructions how to install ROCm on Linux. So it will tell you how to install. You can do the quick start. You can do the detailed install. It's going to install the deep learning frameworks like PyTorch. You guys know this because when I do the AI training, PyTorch, I run all this inside a container. So we'll be able to run this. The reason I don't want to run this on my system is because not because of space. It's because as I said, the problem I have with Python is it stores so many dependencies on top of dependencies, and they're very hard to remove. So that's why I prefer to put in a container, and I can just get rid of that container and everything goes. So then it says how to use Docker containers. I use Podman because it's rootless. You don't have to run any root users. You can also use Spark, and Spark I believe is it's like an online what do you call it, like continuous delivery type of system. Let me see if I'm correct with that. Package manager tool design. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. It's a package manager tool, I guess, to install all those things. All right. As I said, I run everything in containers, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So as you can tell, I am ready to get started with the AI. I said I'll figure out the Blender one. I said for me the CPU works pretty fine for both recording and the not recording, for generating stuff using the Python on the command line. I'm happy with that. The video editing, it uses multi-threads anyway, so I'm pretty much happy with that. There was talk about Blender allowing people to input some FFmpeg specific things. That would be really nice. Then I would definitely use the any of the GPUs, even an integrated one. So that would speed things up quite a bit. So let's go here to 6 system requirements. All right. So, ooh, look at that here. So as you can see, it says supported GPUs. Right? It says right here that this, by the way, this information is old in case you don't know. So as you can see here, the accelerator cards, I have the MI60, so it's the same as the MI50 here. You see, it came with GCN 5.1, and that's the name GFX 906. That's the LLVM target, and ooh, that 100. Maybe that's the one I should have bought instead. That M100. Remember when we watched those videos of those? What is 6 of them in series? No, in parallel. So that's a GFX 908. Anyway, the point is, it claims here that it's not supported. However, that is not quite true. It's possible to install another version, and when it was still supported, including the MI25. I'm not going to do this, I said, because for my particular use case, it works perfectly fine. And remember, I'm also in Linux, so somebody could, obviously not me though, not at this time, I don't have time, but somebody could probably recompile it and get it to work, because it's all open source drivers. So we have obviously I have the Instinct here. I don't have the Radeon Pro, but if you got a Radeon Pro, you see, unfortunately, if you have the Pro version 7, That's also running the GCN 5.1. Only the RDNAs are supported. And the Radeon cards, what's the difference between Pro? Oh, the word Pro in them. Okay, whatever. All right. And you see, you could say the current Qualcomm release has limited support for this hardware. Existing features and unsupported. Unsupported. The current release does not support this hardware. HIP runtime might continue to run application for unsupported GPU, but pre-built ROCm libraries are not officially supported. That's what I was trying to say, is that it might not be officially supported, but it does work. And here are the operating systems. If you notice one thing here, obviously it's our Linux like Ubuntu, Red Hat Linux, SUSE Linux, Oracle, Azure, and Debian. If you notice, Fedora is not here. Now, obviously, Red Hat Linux, when I saw Red Hat Linux, I wasn't worried, because that this is based on Fedora. Yeah, so those are supported, so no problem there. And for virtualization, accelerated Pro GPUs, as you can see, a KVM is on Linux, so you can do pass-through. Oh, that's fantastic too. I kind of knew this for Linux. It's pretty straightforward, but I can probably pass this in as well for I no longer do virtualization because I just use stuff in Podman, but yeah, if I did, I would pass in the GPU if I need to. For example, I said I'm not going to game, so it doesn't really matter to me. And requires ROCm requires CPUs that support PCIe. Modern release after release of the generation AMD Zen CPU, and Intel has will support PCIe automatics. So, yeah, of course. All right. So I am not. It says here Radeon RX 7700 XT is only supported on Ubuntu 24 and Red Hat Linux. So, yeah, so as I said, so I'm not worried. I'm pretty much fine, and I'll figure a way how to run. If I'm saying if I do need the Blender stuff, I'll figure out how to do it. But I said I'm not. I'm happy. Even just getting OpenCL, I'll be able to run. I'll be able to run with that as well. All right, so there we go. I think that's good enough. How much time has it been? Well, it's been over an hour, so I think that's good. Let's finish this up. So this is a live stream, as you can tell. Proof it's a live stream with that as well. There you go. You see it's right on the AMD website. All right, so the question is the MI60 worth buying used in 2025? Yes, with some caveats. Here's how it performs in my build. Blender rendering, this is not quite true yet, but I said I'll figure it out. What I meant is like for the viewport, I'm perfectly fine with that. AI model training, as you saw, good with ROCm, less mainstream than NVIDIA. That's one of the caveats. That's true. However, as you saw, I'm able to install ROCm for both the integrated graphics and the dedicated GPU. So that shouldn't be a problem. Unfortunately, because they are VEGA 2, they're kind of losing support. Now, to be fair, this card, the Mi60, I think it's from 2018. So that is already close to 8 years old. Let's be honest. It's it's near the end of the year. That's basically 8 years old. The cooling, great with the added airflow from the TLS12 fans. It's actually cool right now. Oh, yeah, very, very, very faint. So it's no longer annoying. I'm okay with that. Software support is needed. ROCm best on Ubuntu LTS. So the reason they say that is because if you press support, most likely they're only going to be using the most popular Linux distro. So that would be Ubuntu, the long-term support release, or the Red Hat Linux. That's obviously for what do you call it? For enterprise. Red Hat is like king. Value, fantastic if you bought used and properly cooled. As you saw, I bought the Shroud and I cooled it. So if you want to learn more, I offer 3 resources, actually 4. I have the Learning Python book. It's available on Amazon. The link is in the description. I also have the Mastering Blender Python API book. It's available on Amazon. And if you want to enroll in my online courses, I have the Learning Python course available on jamboshop.com. The link is also in the description. And if you want one-on-one Python, Blender, or AI support, I also offer personalized one-on-one tutorials and services, including Python programming basics to advanced, Blender scripting and automation, setting up and using AMD GPUs for AI, ROCm installation, and migration from CUDA. You can contact me on jambo.com/contact. Let's chat. Have you ever tried using used server GPUs like this MI60? Would you consider installing your own fan shroud to save money? Leave your thoughts in the comments. So the reason I didn't install my own fan, I've seen some people jimmy up like cardboard and everything. The reason I don't have a 3D printer yet, and I don't have space to put it. So when my shed finishes, I'll probably be able to put it in there and run it, and also get some older server equipment and run it there as well. Right. So let me finish this up. So quick reminder, I do a live stream every single day. You can visit jambo.com. You go to the watch menu, then you go to live sub menu. You can see, for example, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do this regenerative AI using the ROCm Mini 3B model. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. So a quick update on everything going on here. So as I mentioned, I am spending some time outside. I want to finish up a shed so that I can move a bunch of some of the equipment into there. For example, like all the parts, I don't know if you can see them, they're all over in here. So all these parts, I'm going to take some of them apart. Obviously some are unfortunately go for recycling, but they're or the dump, let's be honest. But for example, I want to get the heat sinks of the GPU and the fan. I might actually keep some of the fan, or not the fan, the power supply. I'll probably keep the fan as well. I can use it probably for circulation inside the shed. I do have solar panels which I'll use to hook up. So the shed is going to be like an emergency station. Well, that means like if the power goes out here, I actually bought a 180 watt, I think it is, 180 watt cooler. I actually used that last winter. It was very, very cold in here, just as a supplementary heat. And I also bought a little hot plate. I think it's 200 watts, so I can cook. That's something I'll be able to cook food and stuff inside the shed with those type of things. And obviously, I'm going to insulate it very well so that it'll actually be warmer there than it'll be inside here. So as I said, it's an emergency. The other reason it's an emergency is that if the hoop coop, let's say a bear or a deer goes and destroys it, I can take the chickens and put them inside in there when I fix up their home, little things like that. And what's the other reason? Tools. So all the tools I have, I'm talking like shovels, weed whackers. They're all inside the house. So obviously, I don't want them inside the house. They are taking up this lot of space in the so-called living room. So I want to put them in the shed. That's what I did before. They'll be there temporarily until I get a barn built. Then they'll move into the barn. That'll be the permanent home for all that stuff, and then that shed will be repurposed maybe as a greenhouse or something. All right, and then tomorrow I'm picking up 2 adult hens. If you guys have been following, you know that I got 10 baby chicks last year, and 9 of them survived to adulthood. So I was getting 9 eggs a day in winter. That was amazing. And then very early in the spring, remember I was actually doing a chicken webcam series. So I was trying to use an old phone as a webcam. So the reason, because it has a better camera and has sensors including audio. So I was trying to set it up, but before I finished it, Hawk and now and probably some crows, they they picked off 7 of the chickens, and then I was left with 2. So I decided to, oh, you know what, I'll get baby chicks again. So I got baby chicks, and they all died within a week. I was really disappointed, especially since I'm having a drought here. You know, water is scarce. I was very disappointed. But then I said, no, I'm just going to get adults, so I don't have to take care of my list for this year. So then when those 2 come, I'll probably be getting 4 eggs. The reason I say probably because the same chicken that went into brooding for like 2 months, she started brooding again. Just out of the blue. She gave me eggs for maybe a week or 2, then she started brooding again. So anyway, so when I have at least that, will give me enough eggs. And so that could be part of the emergency, meaning that if power goes out or I can't drive or something like that, you know, I have chickens laying, you know, eggs, at least, you know, 2 to 3 eggs per day. So, you know, I can consume that. Now, I'm not at the point yet where I can consume raw food yet, but I might eventually get there. So then I don't even need to cook. But I like a little bit warm food sometimes, not always, sometimes. All right. So that's a little update. Yeah, that's it from me. Okay, did I mention? Yes, I did. Okay, so with that said, I'm checking the live chat. There was only one person who put in a live chat, Felipe. So thanks, Felipe, for your comment. I did reply in the video, of course. Yeah, I do agree that that thing was a beast, having 6 of those M100s. Yeah, that was really nice. But you notice, I don't know if you could pick it up, they're very loud. That's because the fans are spinning so loud. There's no other way to cool them. They're using a server fan, so I would like to, you know, keep it quiet because it gets really, really loud, especially when you're close by. Yeah, it's really annoying. All right. With that said, again, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the AI testing. So that will actually be the first test on this new system to see how it works. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow.